Assalamu alaikum. This podcast has been brought to you by Seeker's Guidance, the Global Islamic Seminary. Help us spread the light of prophetic guidance to millions around the world by becoming a monthly supporter. Make a small donation at seekersguidance.org/donate. As little as $10 a month can help people find life-changing guidance.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.
Is congregational prayer or dua after each prayer permissible, even if the Prophet ﷺ didn't do it himself?
Okay, so group dua after the prayer. The Prophet ﷺ made dua after the prayer, in general, and he encouraged making it. The majority of Islamic scholarship understood this to be a sunnah, although there's a small minority of scholars said no, because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Dua dubura salati la yurad," in a sound hadith. Right? Dua after prayer is not rejected. The overwhelming majority of the ulama understood dubura salat ay ba'daha, meaning after the prayer, right, is not rejected. And we have a lot of the dua of the Prophet ﷺ after the prayer. A minority of the ulama, and some of them a bit stridently, said dubura salat ay akhiraha. They said it means at the end of the prayer. And you say, ahlan wa sahlan. If that's how you interpret it, that's up to you. But la inkara fi masail khilaf. There's no condemnation in matters of difference. If that's what you hold. The majority of the ulama say dua is sunnah at the end of the prayer. It's a sunnah mu'akkada, after we send blessings of the Prophet ﷺ, to make dua before giving the salams. And it's also sunnah after the prayer. And the wisdom is, within the prayer one only asks for matters of the hereafter. But we also have worldly needs as well, and dua is an opportunity, right? Because the dhikr and dua we say after the prayer, it's meant to help us retain the meanings within the prayer, right? So there's much wisdom in that sitting after the prayer. The Prophet ﷺ generally made dua after the prayer on his own, but we have many individual instances where the Prophet ﷺ made dua collectively as well. Sometimes because there's a special occasion, sometimes because there's hardship or some distress, sometimes to teach the companions, multiple reasons. So making dua collectively has a basis in the sunnah. How much do you do it? The door is open. So some of the ulama said that you should only do it sometimes. But traditionally they didn't say it's not allowed to do it regularly, because there's no prohibition against making dua collectively. Some said you do it sometimes, some said you only do it when there's a particular reason to do it. Many ulama noticed, however, that a lot of people don't make dua after the prayer. And especially in some places, they don't even know how to make dua. So the ulama would make a brief dua after the prayer consistently to encourage people to make dua. So it becomes a habit, so that when they pray at home, etc., they do this. And they say, "Wal amru wasi'." The matter is vast. There's nothing in the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ affirming that it is disliked to make dua in congregation. Rather, the Prophet ﷺ himself did it. Now he did it at some times. But someone who does it regularly, in order to teach people, that's one of the reasons why the Prophet ﷺ did it. So that, the matter, there's a lot of leeway in. Right? One thing to be careful about, anytime someone starts condemning things that are differed upon, this should be a warning light that something is wrong. Because the established principle in mainstream Islam for Ahl Sunnah is La inkara fi masail al-khilaf. There cannot be any condemnation in matters that are differed upon. You like it, don't like it. That's one of the beautiful things of Islamic tradition. That the ulama differed, but they differed with respect. They differed with respect. And they taught that respect. One of the great Shafi'i scholars, in his books, he said, and that sometimes also, books tell us the theory. But how do you apply that theory? It requires wisdom. So one of the great Shafi'i scholars, in his books, he had a particular ruling about praying behind someone of another school of law, of another madhab. And many people thought that a strange opinion. And this scholar was Shafi'i. He, though originally Egyptian, he was resident in Mecca. Some scholars came from another land, and they noticed that day after day, this Shafi'i scholar was always praying behind the Hanafi Imam in Mecca. So they asked him that in your books you say it's better not to. It's better to pray behind someone of your own madhab. But we notice that you deliberately seek out the Hanafi congregation, even though you're Shafi'i. But your books say the opposite. He says, ذَاكَ الْحُكْمُ وَهَذَا الْعَمَلُ. That is the ruling, and this is how we practice it. Right? Because the theory is one thing. The theory is, in of itself, this is the ruling. But now how you apply it requires understanding. Right? So that's why knowledge cannot just be taken from books. A lot of people take the ruling, but what does it mean? How is it applied? Right? That's what needs wisdom. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not say whoever is given knowledge is given great good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whoever is given hikmah, right? Wisdom, which is knowing how to apply knowledge in a way that is right and will promote good. That is khayran kathira. That is great good from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Thank you for listening. This podcast was brought to you by Seekers Guidance, the Global Islamic Seminary. Visit seekersguidance.org to access reliable Islamic knowledge taught by qualified teachers. We offer a wide range of courses, podcasts, articles, and a world-class answer service. Support us in spreading free, reliable Islamic knowledge to millions around the world by becoming a monthly supporter. Visit seekersguidance.org/donate and make a small monthly commitment today. Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Whoever guides someone to goodness will have a similar reward." So don't forget to share this podcast and spread prophetic guidance.